Salut, comment ça va? Welcome back everybody to the CF Montreal career mode. We have taken the French-Canadian side from the MLS, we have put them into the French league, and we have had a grand old time so far. We are in a very good position in the league, and not only that, we are also in the Coupe de France quarter-final, where as you can see here, we will be taking on Grenoble away from home here in the final 8. Still a lot of decent teams left in the competition. PSG, of course, would naturally be the favourites. They're taking on a tough opponent in Marseille, however. Lyon still in the competition. FC Lorient, who also came up with us and are our bogey team, and we're actually playing them in the first highlight game of this episode, so hopefully we can beat them for the first time. Paris FC, they're up against FC Nantes, so it's not a very straightforward tournament to win, but I do feel like we have an outside chance at winning this. I would call ourselves dark horses. Just to show you as well, in the league table, we're currently in 3rd place after 21 games, but we also do have a game in hand over Nice, I should say, who are only 1 point ahead of us. So if we win our next game, we'll jump above Nice in the table, get that automatic Champions League spot. So without further ado, allow me to show you the highlights of that game against FC Lorient. So, we came up against our bogey team, FC Lorient, and we got off to a very good start. Esteban Lepal, or as JJ coined him, Esteban Le Goals, scores yet another goal here for CF Montreal, still leading the top goal scoring charts in Ligue 1. What a fantastic season he has had, and what a player he is. If you are looking for a decent rated striker with some good potential in your career mode, I cannot recommend Esteban Lepal enough. But unfortunately, that joy was short-lived. 4 minutes later, Bamba went up the other end and got an equaliser for them. It's just how easy that goal was for them that really annoyed me. Again, defensively, probably should have done a little bit better. I know I've said it a few times, I'm still kind of in two minds about this formation, but I do understand as well that we still need to improve the quality of the defence a little bit. Kevin Owens has been fantastic. Twanzebe and Cornelius still a little bit hit and miss, but I do feel like we will have to replace both of those players eventually anyway, so I don't want to make any major decisions about changing the formation just yet. But something I did change was the scoreline. George St. Pierre, our captain, did put us back in front. Lepal setting this one up this time, and GSP with the finish. Since I've moved him over to the left-hand side of the attacking midfield positions, he has been getting involved so much more, and he was the one who put us in front going into the half-time break. But then, the first thing that Lorient do in the second half is get another equaliser. Bamba getting his, and their second. I'm starting to think Lorient have some Belgian connection. If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. But thankfully, the Belgian curse didn't affect us too much this time. Esteban Lepal yet again on the score sheet. Antunes with a good ball. Look at that for a strike. I thought for a second the keeper was going to save it. I thought it was going to be right at him. But somehow it goes past him and we take the lead here. Put us in a really good position. And I just had to pray from here that we didn't bottle it. This team has beaten me so many times. They've had some we've had some very frustrating moments against them, I should say. But thankfully this time, we did actually get the W against them. Mercier came off the bench, squared it for GSP, who got his second and our fourth, and sealed our very first 3 points against FC Lorient. Coming into this career mode, I thought there's going to be so many teams we're going to find it difficult against. The likes of PSG, Lyon, Marseille, Monaco. I didn't expect FC Lorient to be one of them, but thankfully this time we get the victory against them and we jump back up into second place in the league. Here, the next game was against Strasbourg, away from home, and as you can probably tell by the scoreline, not a very exciting game, to the point where there's not really any highlights to show. Lepal had one half chance, but even then, the keeper was always going to save it, and virtually nothing else happened. So yeah, we always say never a dull moment on this channel, but here's one of the rare occasions where we have one. In the most exciting game there against Strasbourg, but we have a massive one here now in the Coupe de France quarter-final. up against Grenoble. As you can see, we've made a couple of changes. Tosin, who has been our cup striker and who has been clinical in the cup so far, he comes in for Esteban Lepal. Our strongest defence is out there. I was going to play Giga, but he was just a little bit tired, so I am going to stick with Twanzebe. I've put Katessa out on the right, Richard there as the attacking midfielder, which is the position I do think where he'll be playing mostly in the future. Sanchez and Siddiqui still in the midfield, Summers and GSP in there as well, Sami Zayn in between the sticks. So still a very strong team. We do have a lot of good options on the bench, such as Esteban Lepal. Let's go and play Grenoble now and hopefully seal our slot in the final four of the Coupe de France. They were our first opponent in League 2 when we started this career mode. Very nearly said League 1 there. Of course, we did start in the second division of the French League. And now here we are playing them again, but this time in the quarter-final of a cup competition. Lads, I'll be honest with you. The success we've had this season has been a lot more than I was expecting. I mean, in the cup, I fancied us to go on a bit of a run. It's the league I'm probably most surprised about. To be in second place with only a few games remaining is quite incredible. But still, I'd love to win this cup competition, but it is not going to be easy. As you can see there, Maurice Richard playing in the number 10 position today. Going to be very interesting to see how he gets on. Of course, we did base him off real-life Montreal Canadiens player, Maurice Richard, who is the top goal scorer in Montreal Canadiens history. Let's just say this Maurice Richard hasn't exactly lived up to those heights yet, but still, he's very young. We're very early into this save. We're only in Season 2. There's still a long way to go. And I think the further forward, the more further forward he plays, easy for me to say, the better he'll get and the more he will contribute. But let's get into it. Enough of the pleasantries. Grenoble are going to get things kicked off here. They are the home of Andre the Giant, the fictional home at the very least. But let's hope they don't provide a giant killing today. They are playing a 5 at the back formation, I should say. So that will be interesting to see how we fare against that. But here's Sanchez now, over to Katessa. I was going to play Morandi, but as I say, Katessa actually played quite well against Strasbourg on the right. And here is Maurice Richard now. Oh, that's brilliant. From Maurice Richard into GSP. It's a good save, but he scores the follow-up. And we take the lead here with our first attack in this quarter-final. George St. Pierre, the captain. Captain Fantastic. Captain Magnifique, more like. Has given us a lead here. Good initial save by the goalkeeper. He was very quick to react to the follow-up, GSP. Especially with the defender being so close to him. And we strike first here in Grenoble. And we are within touching distance now of a cup semi-final. Am I getting a little bit too ahead of myself though? We are only 6 minutes in. But still, 3 goals in 3 games. You love to see it. Again, another player who I felt like in League 2 wasn't getting involved as much as I would like. But we've literally just slightly changed his position. Gave him some new player traits. And adjusted the tactics. And all of a sudden he's absolutely killing it. So hopefully we can see the same for Maurice Richard as well. But let's see if we can kill this game off before it's even really begun. GSP now over to Tosin. Oh, I thought GSP was going to make more of a sprint there, but he still has it. Oh, and it's a good save from the keeper. GSP very nearly doubling our lead there. With less than 15 minutes played. I'm actually going to take this corner short. Richard will take it over to Tosin. Into Kevin Owens, who still hasn't scored this season. Can we change that here? Have a go, KO. Oh, I tell you what, it wasn't the worst effort. It's forced another good save from the goalkeeper. Speaking of goalkeepers, our backup keeper, Luka Zidane. I haven't played him this season. To be honest with you, Sami Zayn's just been in such good form. I've never really had a need to rotate the keeper. He's still grown, I think +3 in his overall. I think he was what? Yeah, he was 71 rated, I think, when we signed him. He's up to a 74. Just goes to show how important it is to have good coaches. Even when a player isn't playing, they can still grow in their overall. Cornelius there wins the header, but this is FC 25, so of course we don't score it. But I guarantee, right, FC 26 headers are going to be incredibly overpowered. I have absolutely no doubt about it. It's either one extreme or the other. I think FIFA 13 was probably the worst I'd seen headers before FC 25. I remember it was very difficult to score a header in that game. And I think then in FIFA 14, and maybe even FIFA 15, They were very overpowered. EA need to get their shit together. But listen, in other news, water is wet. Is Maurice Richard though? Oh, lovely turn. Maurice Richard. Oh, I was just about to say that's more like it. Gets the shot on target, but the keeper makes another very good save. He's having a blinder since going 1-0 down. Go on. Maurice Richard with the rocket. Oh, I tell you what, it wasn't too far away. Unlucky there. We went for the power strike. Let's have a look at it from this angle. Yeah. Was never really going in, to be honest. But still, it's nice to see him getting a bit more involved than what he normally does. Yeah, I do think that right attacking midfield position is where we're better off playing him. I think Antunes is going to have to become the rotational option. He's had a decent season, Antunes, but I can definitely feel the difference in him in Ligue 1. Oh, let me hold that thought. Oh, GSP took the touch when he probably didn't need to. But who else but Tosin to score the second goal here? The man in form in the Coupe de France. Basically had an empty net to aim at. He was never going to miss from there. Poacher supreme. And we double our advantage here in the Cup quarter-final. The keeper has had an absolutely fantastic performance. GSP shot was blocked. Keeper had already committed. He wasn't going to have enough time to get up and react to Tosin's strike. And Montreal lead by 2-0. Absolutely fantastic. We could be getting an MLS side winning the Coupe de France before we get GTA 6. Who would have thought it? But half an hour in here, we're in a very good position. And I'd love if we could add a few more to where that came from. Completely finish the job here in the first half. I tell you what, if we score 2 more in this first half, I might just jump to result. I might do. But 5-3 now for Tosin. It's great to have a quality striker like Esteban Lepal and know that we have someone like Tosin to rotate with. It's really, really comforting to know that. But here's Contessa now. Into Tosin. 3-0. Oh, God, I thought he was going to score the follow-up. Oh, I got ahead of myself. The keeper made the save. I thought surely the follow-up is going to go in. I spoke too soon. But we could still get another chance here from Sanchez, who shoots wide. I'm not sure how I feel about Sanchez. He actually does quite well on the ball. But in attacking positions, he's very hit and miss. Don't want to sell him or anything, but maybe another midfielder might be something we need to look at. Which is why I think qualifying for the Champions League is really important. And while I'm doing a lot as well, I'm not going to show you every single one because we'd be here all day. But a lot of the Youth Academy players who don't have great potential, but they have decent value, I'm selling a lot of those on. And listen, I'm shortlisting a few of them because they could go on and be future stars. Sometimes that happens when you sell a Youth Academy player. They actually go on and do really well in their overall that they probably wouldn't have gotten to if you just loaned them out or kept them. And it's increasing funds for us, so it's a win-win situation. Oh, and I tell you what, we nearly completely sealed the game there. Another good save by the goalkeeper. He is the only reason Grenoble are still somewhat in this game. But after a very strong first half performance, we are 2-0 up here in the quarter-final. But really, when you think about the amount of chances we had, it should be game, set and match. But we go into the second 45 with a 2-0 lead, halfway to a cup semi-final. I have made a change at half-time. I've brought Dia on for Cornelius. He was just missing a bit of energy there. Was looking a little bit leggy. So we have made a change at the back. But Dia, of course, is a very suitable replacement. Here he is now on the ball. Over to Summers. And now GSP. Has he won the free kick? Oh, he gets the advantage. Tosin, is he onside? Yes, he is. Probably took the shot too soon. Bit too hot to handle for the goalkeeper, who has had a magnificent performance, to be fair to him. Maurice Richard's going to whip this one in. Come on, let's score a header. Let's defy logic and score a header. Okay, maybe not. They clear it away. But yeah, this has felt like a very comfortable performance. I know they're a second division side. This is a game I definitely would have just shown the highlights of, potentially even simmed if it was in the league. But in a cup quarter-final, I had to make sure that we played it. Tosin now, Maurice Richard. Go on, lad, get your strike. Oh, what a goal! A rocket from Rocket Richard. That is more like it. He breaks out the skates. And he has surely sealed our place in the Coupe de France semi-final. Very nearly said quarter-final there. Really good strike. The POV camera doesn't do it justice there. Let's have a look at it from here. Tosin getting the assist. Just outside the box there from Richard. Lovely strike. And it's 3-0 to Montreal. You love to see it. Well, you know what? I think I might make a couple of changes here. Let's just freshen things up a little bit. We'll actually give Richard a rest now. We'll bring on Mercier. Let's also take off Summers and bring on Marshall Rutty. Because why not? And... or will I bring on Morandi? Yeah, let's bring on Morandi, actually. We did sign him for a reason. I actually think Mercier... yeah, Mercier actually does better out wide than Morandi does. Well, if I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have even signed Morandi, but whatever. Who else will we bring on? Will I bring on Zidane? Just to give him an appearance. Yes. Go on, we'll give Sami Zayn a rest. Zidane has not yet made an appearance all season. Let's give him a chance here in the Cup quarter-final when we're already 3-0 up. Why not? Because to be honest with you, I don't think he's going to get many other chances to play this season. So let's bring him on here. I remember when United played Wigan in, I think, the 4th round of the FA Cup back in 2017. Maybe the 5th round, actually. No, it was the 4th round. Oh, let me just hold that thought for a sec. Oh, and Zidane makes his first save in a Montreal shirt. Brilliant stuff. But I remember we beat Wigan 4-0. And Romero was in goal that day. And Jose Mourinho brought on Joel Pereira to make his Manchester United debut. So we've done something similar here, bringing on Lucas Zidane. A man who comes from a very rich footballing family. And here he is now playing in the Cup quarter-final. Lovely stuff. Here's Sanchez. Good save by the keeper. I think if we get another goal, I'll probably make another change and then jump to result, because the job is basically done here. Mercier whips it in. Siddiqui tries to win the header. Twanzebe. Ugh, can't get there. Here's Morandi. Back to Sanchez. Mercier. Have a go. Why not? Oh, I tell you what. Not the worst strike in the world. I don't think it ever had enough power behind it to really seriously test the goalkeeper, but still. When you're 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go, you can do those sort of things. 20 minutes to go now. I don't know why the scoreline is just showing, or the scoreboard I should say, is just showing Morandi coming on for Richard. Bloody hell, they're really excited about that substitution. Again, like, errors like this have been in FIFA/FC games for years, and they never fix them. It just amazes me that a game and corporation that makes so much money can't fix these small issues. Good save there again by Zidane. I'm really happy we brought him on now. Oh, but they still have it here. He's going to go for the power strike. Good block by the defender. Still can't get rid of it. Hits the side netting. And it gives us a chance to make our final substitution of the game. Who will I bring on? Twanzebe is a wee bit tired. So is Kevin Owens. Who do I take off? I'll take off Twanzebe, bring on Giga. And you know what? We'll make that change. I'm just going to jump to result, lads. Or sim to the end, I should say. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of this, but I feel like the game is won. We're in the final four. Let's just sim to the end. And we end up winning 5-0. Mercier and Sanchez also get on the score sheet. A fantastic quarter-final performance, I should say. And we advance on through to the semi-finals, where I guarantee you right now, we're going to get PSG. Just you wait. At the draw for the Cup semi-final, we do have this league game here against Nice, which took place on the 28th of February, where a certain somebody celebrates their birthday. I wonder who that could be. But anyways, Yannick Carrasco, the former Atletico Madrid player, did give Nice the lead, and they were absolutely battering me at this stage. I did not get a sniff of the ball at this point. Beautiful hit as well. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about that. And Nice were the ones who struck first, but they weren't the ones who struck next. Esteban Lepal yet again on the score sheet. What else can you say about this man that hasn't already been said? Grabs an equaliser for us here 3 minutes before the halftime break. And then thankfully from here, we were the ones who controlled the game. And George St. Pierre, the captain, the man who's had such a fantastic episode, the man desperate to lift another trophy this season and play Champions League football next season, is the one who gives us the winner here against Nice. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. We don't end up getting PSG in the Cup semi-final, but we do get the team that battered us last year in this competition, Olympique Lyon, and we will be the away team. It's a Parisian derby in the other semi-final. You would expect PSG to win it, but listen, stranger things have happened. But listen, we'll worry about that later on. We need to focus on getting to the final and focus on beating Lyon, get a little bit of revenge on them from what happened last season. Oh, very nervous, but also very excited. An absolutely crazy game here up next against AS Monaco, and a really frustrating one as well. We get off to a great start. Maurice Richard, who I have started playing as a number 10 now, does get the opening goal of the game. Beautiful strike there from the Rocket Man. And I thought after this, I was like, you know what? That's a really good start against a decent team. I've got a good feeling about this game. And those feelings completely jinxed me. Adley, literally in the next attack, equalises here for Monaco. Again, defensively, really, really poor. Never going to miss from there. Sami Zayn unable to keep that one out. From there then, the pendulum completely swung in their favour. Adley was on the score sheet yet again here. Gets the best of Kevin Owens and puts the ball past Sami Zayn yet again to put Monaco 2-1 up. I should probably add for context as well, Monaco were only a couple of points behind us here as well. They might have jumped above us in the table. I think they were in 5th coming into this game. We're in 2nd, but points-wise, it is very close. I will double-check that after these highlights, though. Esteban Lepal, though, scores a really good goal here. I half thought about squaring it for GSP, but I decided to shoot instead, and thankfully it ended up being the right decision, and we did go into the half-time break level at 2 apiece. And then we actually ended up missing a penalty at 2-2, which could have put us in a really good position here. GSP won the penalty, but unfortunately the keeper was equal to it. Really good save there. I had actually taken Maurice Richard off penalties because he'd missed too many, and then the first chance GSP gets to take one, he ends up missing it. And then a few minutes later, Adley got his hat-trick and put Monaco back in front. Oh, God, I can only tell you in so many words how annoyed I was after this. We'd been playing really well at stages of this game, but for some reason it was just anytime Monaco went on the attack, they just completely ripped through us. Maurice Richard did get another goal here. Really, really good run from the Canadian, and a good finish as well to level things up. But of course, we couldn't stay level for very long. Marcus Rashford, the former Manchester United man, runs past Kevin Owens there. I would have taken the red card if it stopped Rashford from scoring that. He put the ball past us for the 4th time in this game. Well, the first time he did it, but the 4th time for Monaco. Their new number 8 starring in this game. And it was just pandemonium from here. Rashford ends up getting his 2nd and their 5th here. Bit of a pinball in the box. And he was the one who nodded it home for 5-3. And just when you think it can't get any worse, we'd already conceded one hat-trick, and then we conceded yet another one. Marcus Rashford getting his 3rd goal of the game, Monaco's 6th, and we end up losing a 9-goal thriller. Yeah, that game did actually knock us down to 4th place, but as you can see there, level on points with 2nd and 3rd place as well. Now, I think I mentioned this recently, might have even been in the last episode. It says here that 4th place only gets Europa League. But in real life, the 4th place team in France does get a Champions League qualifier. I know they've added that extra place for the French teams. So I'm not sure if that will be reflected in this game, and that's just a visual error, or what happens. I really don't know. But I'd rather finish in that top 3, know that we have Champions League football, instead of finishing 4th and wondering. Now listen, Europa League football in your first season, after getting promoted from League 2, it's not anything to be looked down on, but we've been in such a good position for Champions League qualification, it really would be a shame to lose it now. So we'll keep an eye on it, but hopefully we can end up qualifying and getting into that top 3. Oh my God, it was 18th place Havre, I think is how you say the name of the team. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This was one of the most frustrating games I have ever played. I did actually use the highlights feature, but bloody hell, I feel like we got maybe 2 highlights in the whole of the first half, and then everything else went to Havre, however the bloody hell you say it. And then this happened in the 81st minute, and I swear to God, my controller was very nearly in pieces. Lepal missing a sitter here in the 81st minute, and I thought, surely they're not going to play any more highlights after the 81st minute. I thought, we've bottled it here again after a really bad result against Monaco. We've managed to mess it up here against a team fighting for their League One lives. But thankfully, only 2 minutes later, as I nearly lose my voice, Esteban Lepal did score, I think, his 29th goal of the season and gave us a 1-0 lead here, which thankfully was enough to get the 3 points. I need a bit of a breather after those two very, very intense games against Monaco and Havre, respectively, however the hell you say their name. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. So we do have Toulouse up here next, who are in 14th place. I am actually going to quick sim this one. We've made a few changes here, a couple of rotations with that Cup semi-final coming up. Of course, Lepal can stay in the team because we play Tosin in the Cup. GSP and Richard have good stamina and sharpness, so we'll keep them in as well. Sammy's in between the sticks. Kevin Owen's still in there too. Can we get the 3 points and avoid any injuries and suspensions? No. We get a 2-2 draw, but thankfully nobody seems to have gotten injured. Maurice Richard came off at half-time. GSP and Siddiqui getting the goals. We grab a late equaliser, but something tells me Champions League football could be slipping away from us, which is really disappointing. But despite some inconsistent league form there, we are in this Cup semi-final on April Fool's Day. Let's try and make a fool out of Lyon here. We've gone with a very strong team. I am actually trying Antunes as the right midfielder, now that we've put Maurice Richard as the number 10. Tosin comes in for Lepal, Giga comes in for Twanzebe, but everything else remains the same. Let's play Lyon here and hopefully seal our slot in the Coupe de France final. Really, really like Lyon Stadium, actually, and I'm really glad it's in the game. Of course, Manchester United recently played Lyon in a European quarter-final and beat them in magnificent fashion in arguably the greatest Europa League game of all time. But now we are playing them here in the Coupe de France with Montreal, and hopefully we can get a similar result to what United did. But, well, actually, let me take that back. Hopefully we can win like United did, but let's try and do it a bit more straightforward. And of course, the day this episode is being uploaded, United are getting ready to play a semi-final themselves against Bilbao, 3-0 up from the first leg. Let's hope United can get the job done here, and let's hope we can as well. Tosin there, as you can see, the top scorer in the Cup, 5 goals in 3 appearances. I won't lie, right? I was half thinking of playing Lepal in this game. I really, really was. But I thought, no, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to play Tosin. Hope he can keep up his great form. And listen, if he has a stinker, we have the very, very great privilege of being able to bring somebody like Esteban Lepal off the bench. But Lyon look like they've gone with a very strong team. Excuse me. We have a very strong team as well. Excuse me. Bloody hell, apologies, as I nearly lose my voice here. But let's hope we don't lose this game. Tosin gets things kicked off. Final 4 of the Coupe de France is here. And let's hope we make it into the final 2. Here's GSP, the man desperate to lift the trophy, who's had a really good season. Over to Siddiqui now. Go on. Good run here from the midfielder. Oh, well done, Siddiqui. Oh, what a fantastic goal that is from Siddiqui. Straight away, we go on the attack. Siddiqui has a brilliant run from the midfield, and we have a 1-0 lead here, away from home in Lyon in the Cup semi-final. Brilliant goal there from a man who feels like he hasn't scored a goal in forever. He saved it for the big occasion, and we are 1-0 up here. The perfect start here in Lyon. I'm actually kind of shocked by that. I wasn't expecting to go 1-0 up that quickly. Let's hope now we don't make the mistake that we've made, or that we did make against Monaco, I should say, and concede straight away. Let's try and hold on to this lead for as long as we can, try and add to it. Because we've seen in this career mode before what Lyon can do when they're on form. Good interception there by Kevin Owens. Giga there, who's in for Twanzebe. Let me try that again. Giga, who's in for Twanzebe, is the man who, I'll be honest with you, I might actually give a run of games going into the end of the season. Because Twanzebe, listen, he was a good free signing in the sense of, you know, decently rated. He's got experience. We didn't have to spend an arm and a leg on him. But I just feel like his form has completely dipped. So Giga is probably going to be the main right centre-back for the rest of this season. And I might just look at moving Twanzebe on in the summer, to be honest. It was nice to bring back a former United player who I was sad to see leave when he did. Never quite reached the heights that we had hoped for. And he was famous for having a great performance in a similar system against PSG in the Champions League. So I was hoping he could replicate that here, but it hasn't quite worked out. But oh well, it is what it is. At least we gave it a go. Here's Richard. Now Tosin. GSP! 2-0! Oh, brilliant strike from George St. Pierre. The captain has struck yet again. And 19 minutes in, we are 2-0 up here in the semi-final. Leon, don't know what's hit them. I tell you what's hit them. A fantastic performance from GSP. If you know, you know. And we've doubled our advantage. Maurice Richard doing really well there. Do you know what? I should have moved him to attacking midfield a lot sooner than I did. He's got a new lease of life there. GSP, who we moved from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, has also picked up his form since moving position. Or at least, you know, changing the side of his position, I should say. And it's benefiting the team greatly. And it might have just put one foot in the semi-final. But have I spoke too soon? I'm sure I have. I'm sure I bloody have now. Good save by Sami Zayn, who I can't remember if I said it when I was showing the highlights of the Monaco game or not. He actually did make some really good saves in that game. I know he ended up conceding 6, but he wasn't at fault for any of the goals, in my opinion at least. He actually did really well in that game. It probably could have been a lot more than 6-3 if it wasn't for Sami Zayn. So really, really happy to have him in between the sticks. But something else I'm very happy about is the fact we're 2-0 up here in the first half. Can we make it 3? We just feel like a different team in the Cup at the moment. The league form, I think it's just a lack of experience that's caught up with us. We're coming up against teams in France who are used to qualifying for European competition. You know, Lyon, Marseille, Monaco, Nice. Even though we've gotten some decent results against some of those teams, when it comes to the run-in and trying to qualify for Europe, they're just going to have that experience that we don't quite have yet. But I do expect us to be in some form of European competition next season. And obviously if we win the Coupe de France, well then that would completely seal it. I'm not sure if they'll play the final before the final game of the season like they now do with the FA Cup. I don't like that. I think the Cup final should be the last domestic game of the season. I don't like it being played before the final day. Call me old school, but I just prefer it that way. There's Mateta though. Oh my god. How the hell did that go in? After all that work, scoring 2 fantastic goals, looking really well defensively, this is the goal that we concede. I mean, Sami Zayn, who I was praising earlier, I feel like he should be doing a lot better there. Oh god, that's a really poor goal to concede. And Lyon now all of a sudden are back in it. 2-1 here. Right on the stroke of half time as well. That's really frustrating. I can get over conceding a decent goal, but that was a very avoidable one. I think the keeper should have done better. Probably should have done better defensively as well though. I don't think he should have been given that much space. But there wasn't a lot of power behind the shot. He was relatively far out while still being in the box. I don't think we should have let that one in. That's really frustrating. Oh, but we very nearly go 3-1 up straight away. We still have it. It's a good save. It doesn't fall for Tosin. Oh, the keeper had to scramble to stop it from going over the line. Oh, but now Mateta, the real-life Palace player, on the attack here. Oh, I don't believe it. Almada, you have to be joking me. Good save by Sami Zayn. Oh, and they get a corner here. Yeah, I definitely jinxed it earlier when I said we had 1 foot in the final. There's still a long way to go. It's cleared away. Just boot it. Boot it away. The referee blows the halftime whistle, but we very nearly blew a 2-0 lead there right at the end of the half. We need to get our shit together. Alright, I took a bit of a breather there. Had to relax myself. Toe Blake has had a word with the boys. We need to be a lot more disciplined here. Can't be conceding stupid chances like that. We've gotten ourselves into a good position. Let's not ruin it. Oh, well done, Kevin Owens. Really good positioning there. Here's Siddiqui, the man who opened up the scoring. Over to Sanchez. And now Tosin. Oh, looking for the ball over the top. Probably wasn't the best idea, but we do get the ball back. Let's just try and hold on to it, right? We're not the ones chasing this game. We're the ones with the lead. We're the ones who currently are looking towards the final. So let's just relax. Let's just relax a little bit. Have them chase us. Here's Summers now. Over to Siddiqui. God, I'm turning into an ASMR video there, speaking very slowly. Is Jigga, who, as I say, will be given a run of games, hopefully leading up to the final if we are to get there. But regardless of the result here, I do want to start playing him a bit more. And then we end up losing possession cheaply as well. Here's Maitland-Niles, former Arsenal man. Numa. Almada, who's a really good player. Oh, no. Oh, thankfully, the shot is right at the goalkeeper. Just hold on to it for a bit, Sammy. Just hold on to it for a bit. Take your time. Take your time. Now, there we go. Get rid of it. Beautiful time wasting there. Time wasting is an art. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself in this game. Unless the opposition do it, then it's cheating. Here's GSP though. Oh, looking for Tolson. Tried to play him in. Defender was in the way though. Maybe rushed it again, ever so slightly. Now they look to go on the break here. Cornelius, oh my god, he is absolutely rubbish. He's so bloody bad. And Leon have gotten the equaliser. And for some reason, I'm not even the slightest bit surprised. As soon as they got that first goal, I knew we'd be in this position sooner rather than later. It's a good finish as well. Cornelius, though, should have intercepted it there as generic manager number 4 celebrates on the touchline. And they are back on level terms. 2-2 with 20 minutes to go. You know what? I should have done it there before the kickoff. He's not really been at it today. Taking off Tolson. I'm going to bring on Lepal for, I think, maybe his first cup appearance of the season. And sorry, I didn't mean to get out of that. I'm also going to take off Cornelius. Just not good enough. Diaz is going to be the one to come on. I think Twanzebe and Cornelius, there's a good chance I might sell both of them in the summer. I could keep them as backups, but I don't even know if I want to keep them as that. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, really wish I'd made the change at the kickoff. I don't know why I didn't, to be honest. But if we bottle it here, lads, I'm going to be so bloody disappointed. Oh, but it's all Leon at the moment. Almada. I haven't muted myself. I'm just lost for words, to be honest. When I said we had 1 foot in the final, that is where everything went wrong. Because that is a case of me not learning my lesson. If you're a long-term viewer of the channel, or even if you've just been watching me since the Celtic career mode, which was the first one we did in FC25 on the channel, you should know I have jinxed myself so many times on here, getting ahead of myself. And I should know by now that anytime I do that, it's not going to end well. When I say stupid stuff like we have 1 foot in the final. But yet I keep doing it, and the same thing keeps happening, which is a sign of insanity. Is Lepal onside? Oh yes he is. Didn't think he would be. Oh, and he's equalised! Oh, thank God! Thank the bloody Lord. I'm not going to lie, I'm finding it hard to celebrate this goal. Because we should have been, or excuse me, we shouldn't have been in this position. We should have been home and hosed after going 2-0 up in the first half. We found ourselves 3-2 down, but Esteban Lepal comes on, his first cup appearance, and the first thing he does is put the ball in the back of the net. 3-3 here, another classic game, never a dull moment. Can we go on and win it from here? Well, at least these aren't happening every week like they were in the Celtic career mode that I mentioned earlier. Bloody hell, the Celtic career mode. I loved the Celtic career mode, by the way. But bloody hell, the amount of games. We literally christened them basketball games. We haven't had too many of them in the Montreal career mode. That Monaco game was the closest one we'd had for a while. But we're having a similar enough one here against Leon. Oh, but Siddiqui gives the ball away. I was just about to say something there that could have further jinxed myself. So I had to stop in my tracks. Oh, what a ball that is. Thankfully, though, Dia does well there to intercept. 3 minutes left. Sanchez. What can he do? Plays in Esteban Laporte again. Can you believe it? Esteban Laporte! Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. I can't even get mad. You know what? I'm actually beyond the point of getting mad. As Leon make a late change, will I make one as well? I think I might do. Antunes has done nothing in this game. I know I am converting him to a cam, but I'm going to change things up here ever so slightly. Mercier is going to come on. I'm actually going to bring on Saliba as well for Sanchez. I know Sadiki's a bit tired too, but I'm going to keep him on. Extra time is looming, but I am going to try and see if these fresh legs can help us get a late winner here. I know he's only 70 rated, Nathan Dylan Saliba. But you know, you get certain players who feel like they are higher rated than what they actually are. He's one of those players. I'm not going to go as far as to say he feels like a 90 rated player or anything, but he feels like a mid-70s player at the best of times. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. I'm done. I am absolutely done. Again, I'm not muted. Well, I am, but I haven't muted my microphone is what I should say. Lyon, for the second year in a row, have knocked us out of the Coupe de France, but they do it in heartbreaking fashion this time. A last-minute winner. Oh, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Moments after we nearly go 4-3 up, they go right up the other end and knock us out here in the semi-final. So close to our first major final, but yet, so far, that is absolutely heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie, that is the most sickening feeling I've had on here for such a long time. It's the first real heartbreak we've experienced in this career mode. But look, I'm very proud of the team. To get to a cup semi-final in our first season as a top-flight French team is no easy feat, and we should be proud. But also, we will have to look back on this and think we could have done so much more. We very nearly won it right before Lyon got the goal to clinch it. And it's cost us a chance at qualifying for our first major final. PSG did win the Parisian derby as well, so the final will be Paris Saint-Germain versus Olympique Lyonnais. But it should have been Club de Foot Montreal. Oh my god, that one's going to sting for a while. Double whammy here. I quick-simmed this game against Angers, thought I was recording, then realised as I quick-simmed it I wasn't. They're 17th in the league, so I thought surely, full-strength team against one of the lower teams in the division, this should be straightforward. But oh no, despite the fact that GSP scores the opening goal of the game in the 84th minute, they went right up the other end and got the equaliser. Almost like it happens every single fucking time I play this game. Oh, what a frustrating end to the episode. Despite that very frustrating and disappointing result, it hasn't actually affected us too much in the league because we are still in second place. 54 points, 1 point clear of Lyon in third place, who are on 53 points. And as you can see there on the left-hand side, the next game is a rematch of that heartbreaking cup semi-final. Hopefully we can get some revenge there. Tomorrow's episode, lads, will be the final episode of Season 2. Let's hope we can beat Lyon and get closer to sealing Champions League football here in our first season in Ligue 1, which, as disappointed as I am about how the cup run has gone, this is still a magnificent season. To get to a cup semi-final and potentially be in the Champions League next season, that is a dream campaign for any newly promoted team. So I don't want to take that for granted. But still, it's not over yet. We have to seal it in the next episode. We do still have some tough games left in the league, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Lads, thank you all so much for tuning into this bonus episode of the Montreal Career Mode. I'm actually going to be recording the next episode straight after this. Basically, Not that many people care, but just to peel back the curtain a little bit, I didn't actually have as much time to record this week as I thought I was going to have, so I thought, you know what, whilst I have the time, let's get out a couple of more episodes. I don't want season 2 to drag on forever, which is why I've included this bonus episode. I know this episode hasn't premiered at the normal time of 7 p.m. GMT, but tomorrow it'll be back to normal, and hopefully we can end it with Champions League qualification. But if you did enjoy this video, lads, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have enjoyed this series. We are getting closer and closer to 600 subscribers. Would absolutely love to hit that milestone before the end of FC25. And I will talk to you all tomorrow for the next episode of the Montreal Career Mode, where hopefully we can qualify for the Champions League. Au revoir and take care.